All right, guys, in today's video, we are going to talk about TAMPO, and I'm going to tell you about the time that I had a girl not speak to me for 3 days, only in the Philippines, right? Stick around for the topic and for the story. All right, guys, so rainy. This is the rainy season, as you can see behind me. Pretty much there's a mid-afternoon rain. There's evening rain. It usually rains overnight and then maybe again in the morning. And this is kind of what the days look like now. And this will probably go on for several months. And it's also the typhoon season, of course, too. So some people, this may not be the best time to come over to the Philippines, but also there's a little bit less tourists at some of the sites, and it doesn't rain like this every single day, but it has been lately. So anyway, today's topic, I'm going to talk about the TAMPO first. Now, this topic has been done many times, and I've even done it in the past, but I just want to discuss it again. Always new viewers coming out to the channel, always new people discovering the Philippines for the first time or thinking about planning a trip. So it's new for them. So anyway, TAMPO basically is the silent treatment. And we have that in the West too. I mean, people give you the silent treatment. It usually is not an all-day type thing. It's usually an hour or so. And here in the Philippines, it can really be multiplied by 10 sometimes versus what we know in the West. And what I mean by that is it usually goes on for much longer, and it usually happens for just mundane reasons is sometimes that we are left scratching our heads saying, what, are you serious? You got upset about that? I mean, sometimes we're absolutely clueless about it. For example, you could be walking, and if your eyes stray, just one quick glimpse at somebody, a girl walking by, TAMPO. If you make a joke with a waitress, if you smile at a girl, the way you say something, maybe it was some sarcasm and she didn't find it funny, or she didn't get the sarcasm. It can be just the simplest things, or it can be something serious that's legit. But they can find TAMPO. Well, they can find the simplest things or even the biggest things a reason to give TAMPO. So be prepared for it. If she's all of a sudden not talking to you, you probably have to think back and say, okay, from the time she was talking to me to this point, was there anything I did? Did I glance at a girl maybe? Was I too friendly to the waitress? Did I say something to her that maybe she didn't find funny? You know, you have to kind of think about it. And if you ask her, you say, what's the matter? She might say nothing, or she may not even talk to you. She just go pretend like she doesn't hear you, or maybe she puts her headphones on, or any type of thing like that, really. I mean, sometimes you just don't know what the reason is, and you don't know how they're going to react. Now, for the most part, like I said, most Filipinas don't go overboard on it, and most of them maybe an hour, maybe two, depending on how severe it is. And almost what I've discovered, the best thing really to do is just kind of give them a little space, then come up to them and give them a hug and say, hey, you know, what's the matter? And then they usually will tell you, and you'll say, oh, I'm sorry. Or maybe you won't say sorry. Maybe you'll say, you know what? That's on you. That's your misunderstanding. I didn't do anything. You just misunderstood me, or something. You know, you'll find out what it is eventually, but you're not going to get them usually to talk. You know, what happens is they will get more upset if you try to get them to talk. It's just not part of their culture. And sometimes we want to be real direct and get in their face and find out what's going on. Why aren't you talking to me? And I have found that really just is not the best thing to do. I think it's better just to kind of, you're not really going to change them. The best thing is just kind of meet them in the middle. Don't let it go on too long, but give them a little bit of space at the same time. By the way, guys, this video is sponsored today by Surfshark VPN. It is the VPN that I personally use. Now, if you travel or you move out to the Philippines or Southeast Asia for that matter, you're going to want to stream all your favorite channels, Amazon, American Netflix, MGM, all the HBO, all these different channels, and you won't have access to them or the lineup that you're used to, sporting events and all those types of things, unless you get a VPN. Surfshark VPN has a promo going on, up to 86% off, and I believe 3 months free by using my link down in the description. And guys, they also have, I believe, antivirus and all kinds of things that you can add on to that. Plus, if there's a lot of websites when you're out here that you won't be able to access without having a VPN on and thinking that you're back in the States or in Australia or wherever. So check it out today. I highly recommend it just for surfing in public places, to maintain your privacy and security. Use a VPN. Check it out today. Back to the video. Now, one time I was with an ex-girlfriend, and this is a true story. We had just got home from the mall, and all of a sudden she wasn't talking to me. And I was thinking back because I've experienced TAMPO before, and I know, I was like, okay, I'm just going to give her about an hour or so and I'll go up. And she was just very upset and still didn't want to talk to me. I was like, all right, I'll give it another hour here. I don't know. I don't even know what I did, but I gave her another hour, went back to her, still TAMPO. Now I'm starting to get upset and I'm saying, okay, it's kind of getting to the point of being ridiculous. Now it's been several hours and you're still not talking. So I decided just to do reverse TAMPO to her. Sometimes that really annoys them too, because then maybe they want you to come and they want you to talk to them later after they've calmed down, but now you're giving it back to them, and that's kind of what I did. So I gave her the reverse TAMPO, and she tried to talk to me, and I just acted the same way she did. Anyway, the TAMPO between us went on for 3 days. And yeah, absolutely. Now, was it totally her fault? No. Was it totally my fault? No. I would say it was mostly her fault for doing it. You know, she should have just talked to me after an hour or two, but she didn't want to, and I wasn't about to play these games. So 3 days of no talking to each other. It was almost like a contest. Who could hold out the longest? Well, during that time, I have to say I did get I did get caught up on my TV shows and editing videos and things like that. So it did give me some time to get things accomplished. Anyway, on the third day, she ended up coming to me and saying, I'm sorry. I didn't want it to go on for this long. And I forgave her and I said, listen, what happened? Why were you, what is the TAMPO about? And she said, you were too friendly to the cashier. And it was like at the grocery store, and I think I said something like, I made a joke or something, and the cashier laughed. And she thought that was inappropriate. I didn't look at it as any kind of being flirty at all. I just looked at it as being funny. I'm kind of a funny person. I like to tell jokes, even to strangers, to get a reaction out of people. But she didn't find that funny. And so it created TAMPO, which probably should have only lasted a few hours or so, but I ended up doing the reverse, and then that made her mad, and then made her want to do even longer TAMPO, and it made me mad, and then the next thing you know, we're going into the third day. Now, obviously, this relationship didn't last, but it will, a lot of guys will tell me that even long-distance relationships, they'll be chatting on the phone. Something upsets them. Oh, you didn't call at exactly 3 o'clock. It was 3:30. Where were you? What were you doing? So then you get some jealousy, and then she gives TAMPO, not talking on the phone conversation, and then she pretends she's offline for the next couple hours. I mean, I hear all kinds of stories, everything from LDR to in-person relationships about TAMPO. And my personal opinion is an hour or two is okay. I kind of agree with the premise to Both parties should calm down in some kind of an argument. Calm down. Give each other time to let the tempers cool down, and then go talk to each other. And you both should be able to resolve it, because you should both be calm. And whoever's at fault or whatever, compromise and you apologize. What I have a problem with is when it's for a very, very minuscule, a very, very small issue. So small that it's just not worth the TAMPO. I mean, an open discussion is much better than doing TAMPO over something so silly. My issue is when it goes on for a day or a couple of days, which happens a lot of times in the Philippines. They will take it to the next extreme. And I think that is a red flag and a big warning sign for a lot of guys. If she's doing TAMPO early on in your relationship, I mean, within a week of meeting or something, a couple weeks of meeting, a couple months, and it's going on for all day over something very small, then most guys probably should say, you know what, this is not going to work out. I can't be with somebody who's not going to talk to me the entire day over something so small. Obviously, if it was something big, like you cheated on or something like that, well, that's a completely different story. But for something like maybe you gave a cashier a smile or something, that's a totally different story. So, guys, it does make a difference with maturity as well. I also found that the longer you're in a relationship, you get to know each other, and you know, okay, her TAMPO doesn't last very long. Maya and I, when we have an argument, we kind of let each other calm down, and either me or her will come up to the other, and we resolve things pretty quickly. It doesn't go all day or into the next day. We tend to resolve things pretty quickly, you know. And what's funny is, even if Maya's upset at me, she'll make me dinner. She's worried about my well-being, about eating dinner. But we don't really, the arguments are less and less all the time. And I think, again, that just comes with maturity, and that comes with the time you are together. The more time, the more comfortable, the more you understand each other. So TAMPO, it doesn't have to be a terrible thing. Don't let it get out of hand, but hopefully this video has helped. Share with me some of your stories down in the comments, guys. Again, check out Surfshark VPN. You want to have that before you come out here, so you can use all your favorite streaming services, watch all your favorite shows, sporting events, browse privately and securely in public places. And again, check out the link down in the description in the pinned comment for the best deal, up to 86% off and up to 3 months for free. Thank you guys for watching. I think this weather is nap weather and movie weather, so I'm gonna go chill and watch some TV. See you guys next time.